Good evening, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Man, coming out is such an important process. Speaking for sexually fluid Korean American basketball players turned actors everywhere, I don't think I can be any more visible, am I right? Starring on ABC's hit show Single Parents, I've been afforded a platform to share my story. I come from the worlds of sports and now Hollywood, where the images that are sent out into the world can often make it feel like being anything, other than straight or heteronormative or whatever is acceptable to the mainstream is still not valid, not an acceptable option. But, first you might be intrigued to know my personal coming out story with a twist. Growing up in a Korean immigrant household in Queens, I faced strict traditional values at home. Queerness was not an option I knew about growing up. And add to that our rough neighborhood, where each morning when I left my home, I remembered to wear my straight, hyper-masculine attitude like armor to make it through the day. I can't forget when I was 17 years old, I played varsity basketball in high school. I saw professional basketball as my dream, and like any kid in my neighborhood, it always seemed like the way to not just make a lot of money, but to make the family proud. One day, in fact, while in the park with a friend, I asked him why he always seemed to have so much money. I wondered where it came from. And he knew I was curious, and he told me he sold drugs. So I asked him if the money was worth it, and he said for sure. But next he lifted up his shirt to show me the loaded gun he tucked in his waistband beneath his clothes. So surprised, I asked him, "Why do you have that?" And he looked me dead in the eye and said, every day when you're out here doing this, there are others who would come and try to take what you have. That day not only changed my life forever, but probably saved it too. Instead of risking my life every day trying to come up on a corner, I decided to focus entirely on athletics and later on acting. The two paths I realized meant the most to me. When I finally discussed my fluid identity with a media outlet for the first time in 2018, I didn't even realize I was coming out. I was just saying my truth. Yeah. I realized how important this truth was. However, after the outpouring of support I received from the LGBTQ community and from so many people with experiences similar to mine, we know it's never easy. But when one of us does it, it makes it easier for the next person to do so.